Hello everyone. In this video, we will learn CRUD operation in MySQL database. Essentially, create, read, update, and delete operation in MySQL database. The agenda of this presentation is to introduction to CRUD, create adding new data to MySQL database, read retrieve information from the database, update the existing data, delete removing records, and best practices. The four pillars of data interaction. To interact with the data in MySQL database, we have four pillars. That is CRUD, where C indicates create, R indicates read, and U indicates update. And finally, D indicates delete. So before starting create operation, so let's move into MySQL Workbench and create new database. Create database, test db1. So after running this command, this query, we created a database called testdb, and let's use this database testdb1 to create table. Okay, yeah. Now we are in testdb1 database, so let's create a table. Create table. Let's name users table with ID of type integer, and it is also auto incremented, auto increment, and also a primary key. A primary key is a key that uniquely identifies a row in a table. And first name of type VARCHAR, last name of type VARCHAR, also DOV of type date, datetime, and email of type VARCHAR. So let's run this create command on my query. Yeah, the query is created, and let's describe the table users. Okay, semicolon, and then yeah, these are the things that we can see here. So ID of type auto increment with primary key and first name, last name, date of birth, and email. So we created a users table inside the test db1 database, and now let's look at the create, inserting a new record with insert into syntax. This is the basic syntax. Insert into table name, column 1, column 2 to column n, and values, value 1, value 2 to value n. So, for example, if we are going to create a new user in users table, then insert into users, column name of the users table, and then the values in those column names. So, these are the key considerations for inserting a data or creating a record in table. The column order, the order of columns should be maintained, and then the data types, null values, and auto increment. So let's dive into practical execution here. So we are going to insert into users table. So the syntax is insert into users, column name, first name, last name, DOV, and email. So values, first name is Ram, John, last name is, and date of birth is 20 2001 and 12, and then email is john@gmail.com. So let's run this query. The query gets executed and one row is affected. So let's check if our insert into command, query is working perfectly or not. So we can see select star from users. Run this query. Yeah, the one that we created previously is now inserted into table and seems it is working fine. If we want to create new user with different name and email, Hari Kumre, different date, 15, and let's run it. The query gets successfully executed, and then our users table will be updated with two data. So this is the key in CRUD. So let's see the next read operation in MySQL, that is select command. So to read the data from this users table, we can use select query, select star from users. This is reading the data from table. So this is R from our operation. So we can also select this star wildcard symbol. Star indicates that we are selecting all the columns from users table. If we want to select a specific column name, then we can specify like this: first name, last name, and email from users. So we are excluding ID and date of birth from users table in this read operation. So we can now see first name, last name, and email from here. So this is the read operation in MySQL table or MySQL database. And next, the update, updating, modifying the existing record in MySQL table. So the basic syntax is update table name, so in our case users, and set column name, column where we are going to update the value, and the where condition. So let's see this in practical. U from prod. The U is for update. So update table name is users. Set. Let's now update the last name of user where email is john@gmail.com. So now we are going to update last name as doi to other. So last name to Roy, where email equals to zone@gmail.com. When we run this query, if this query executed successfully, then the last name will be to updated by ROY Roy. Let's run this query. Yeah, this when we running this query, one row gets affected, and let's look at the result. Yeah, from Joy it is updated to Roy. This is the view in CRUD operation. So the last is D here. D from CRUD. So D is delete, removing records from table. So basic syntax is delete from table name and then the word condition. So if we are not using word clause in the delete from query, then it will remove all the records from table. So let's look into the practical example. Now we are going to delete this record where first name is Hari. Delete from users where first name equals to Hari. So if we run this command, it will say one row is affected, and then we read the record from table, then we have now only one record because the record with first name Hari gets already deleted from the MySQL table. So finally, we learned the CRUD operation in MySQL database by executing create, read, update, and delete queries inside the MySQL table, and we see how its operation works in practical. So this is all for today's videos.